Barstool Pickham, it is brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. It's been a wild ride so far, but there's still plenty of college football season left this season. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook. It's super easy for first-timers to get started. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, and place your first bet. The expanded playoffs are right around the corner. Enjoy the ride of DraftKings' biggest college football season ever. First time, here's something special just for you. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Okay, boys, Barstool Pick'em championship weekend. We are, let's see, Rico. It feels like the Pat Hill is right in. Oh no, Dave's still in this. Dave's still very much.
He got a pretty big lead. He's got what a 10-game lead, doesn't he?
No, wait. Am I looking at the right sheet, or is this an old sheet?
He had a big week.
I went 8-3.
He's got a 10-game lead.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong sheet. All right, he's got a 10-game lead. So it's over. Congrats on the Pat
No,
Hill.
not yet. You could still go real cold.
He'd have to really choke, or I'd have to get crazy hot.
I tried to do my every game thing, and I texted Jack after the first slate. I was like, I can't do this. I can't sustain this because I bet everything that I say, and I looked at the first minute, and I was just like, kickoff happened. I was down. I was like 1-9. I was like, I can't do this. This can't happen. So, but you're gonna fight Dave, right?
No, of course.
You gotta fight.
Of course. Yeah. I thought I was doing better. I thought I was gonna have a better week. I knew Rico was hot. I've been checking how he's doing, trying to catch. So, what are you gonna do?
Congrats.
I'll take one last fire at it.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you guys want to talk about with the college football stuff? Or I have a couple other things. What?
Yeah.
What?
I was gonna say anything big obviously happened since the last game. The last episode is obviously Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan bullied Ohio State. Dave basically ended the state of Ohio.
Yeah, and I'm sure that'll be college football talk. And I've talked about it a lot, and I did the rundown with Ev and Tate, and it's crazy. I'm still speechless over it. Ohio, it's made the playoffs so interesting because I really don't. Ohio State will celebrate, but they have a losing season even if they win the national title. So it's crazy to say that. It's crazy to think that. And I've heard it forever. I haven't really lived it where you can be 0-10, 10-0, but if you beat your rival, it's a winning season. I mean, Michigan walked into Yost, the hockey rink, like they won the national championship. I mean, people are acting like Michigan won the national championship. It's the same vibes. It's kind of crazy. It's like, oh my God, no one cares. It's Sharon Moore went from potential hot seat, I would say, with people be like, is he the guy? And I didn't believe he was because of all the turnover. But there were whispers like, Bosco.
Why do you keep slinking?
I don't know. It's a heavy mic, so it drained back the laptop. I'm good now.
Are you paying attention?
Yeah. I didn't see it go, though. I was looking at you.
It was just his eyes on the thing.
Sorry.
You fuck up all my rants. So Sharon Moore went from whispers, is he the guy, to he's entrenched. I mean, people can't be happier now with their season. So everything it really, and they're not better than we thought they were. I don't really know.
No.
I mean, the entire season we had no quarterback. You had no offense. They played that game with no offense, no quarterback. Ohio State didn't try to stretch the field and go to their strength. They puked on themselves more than any team I've ever seen ever. In Michigan, by the way, it wasn't like they pulled the rabbit out of the hat. I mean, that goal line interception they threw was the worst pass ever in the history of football. So crazy day. I haven't had a game like that where if you said off the record, it's not Michigan, you have to put your net worth on this game. I'll double your money if you can take Ohio State money line. In dark places, I may have tried to make that bet. That's how little confidence I had in Michigan. Now, it changed. Well, I was watching it. They go down the field. We stop them for 3. And I was like, interesting. Then we go down and we're moving. But when we get stopped on 4th and goal, I'm like, all right, that's it. This game's over. The interception turns into a touchdown. From that point on, I was locked in. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but something's not right in this game. And it just went the whole time. It was incredible. It was as on my edge of my seat as I've been for a game. I just couldn't believe what I was watching. I truly couldn't believe, and it was the perfect event of just like, I can't believe I'm watching this. I cannot believe we're going to beat this team again. And then the fight at the end and all the clips coming out. I mean, Jack Sawyer's clips of being like, fuck these guys. Like, I'm sick of watching them put the flag in the stadium.
You beat them, then. You got to beat them.
Yeah, and even the rant and just everything after, and Ohio State fans like just, and Ryan Day just being like, what happened? That clip, he's like, what happened? Just standing. It was everything. It was cinema. It was it was one of the more incredible Saturday games I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I just did not see it coming.
Yeah. You texted me like maybe 2 hours after, and you're like, can you believe it? And I was like, honestly, no. Like, I watched that game, and I was just it was somewhere around, it was not the first missed field goal, because I know that was early for Ohio State, and the second missed field goal was late, but it was, somewhere around the third quarter where I was like, this is crazy. Like,
that second missed field goal, after we turned the ball over, so they're starting the drive at like our 20. Like, all right, and even then I was still gonna laugh at them. I'm like, you guys are so bad. And then they go 3 out, and the guy misses the field goal. Not even close.
Yeah.
I made the video then laughing like, this is pathetic. It was surreal. I haven't had one of those days. It was like kind of like a Super Bowl or major event day where I was glued to everything. The rest, like, we're putting out merch. I couldn't get enough clips. I'm reading articles. It was, and then I hadn't seen yet, like, Big F's face.
Oh, yeah. No, I was doing the same thing. I was literally going, like, on my Twitter search bar, it was just like Stool Presidente, Double Vodka Don, Ohio State. Just like jumping back and forth to see, like, have they said anything? Are they saying anything?
Tate got a cruel little reminder that you don't win at this company. Like, that was you. There's nothing for that. Like, it just.
And you know what? I told Tate this, but like in a fucked up way. Watching him lose that game, you see how much it means to him. Like, he was basically like on Sunday when he came back, because he drove back on Sunday morning, he was like crying, talking. Like, when he would talk, there would be like cry would come out. He was so like beat up. But in a weird way, it like started the process of him earning his stripes with you. Like, you getting to just noogie him. Like, it's like he's not all the way there, but it started the process where it's like he's getting
through no doing of his own, but he just got thrown in. And even that clip he had with like him and Will Howard, it's like, Will Howard promised me 3. I mean, Will Howard, holy cow, that was the
He was bad.
I liked Will Howard too. He's a K-State guy. He's just not.
But he's a K-State guy. That was the problem. I said at the beginning
wish I
of the
knew how to
season.
do the stream. I had a K-State guy. I did a therapy spaces after the game for Ohio State fans and like a Kansas State, and I was like, is this him? Is he a puke on his shoes guy in big game? Everything. The fact he got it, just like, I perked up when he got knocked out. I'm like, ooh, everything about it was just crazy. Kyle McCord after the game openly taking shots at Ohio State. It was just one of those days. And it's just one of those days.
And I don't think there's ever been a person whose brain is broken more by a simple comment than Ryan Day and Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh saying, born on third. His whole like life and brain, because he wins games. He's like 60-10 or something as a coach at Ohio State.
I think 47-1 against everybody.
He doesn't lose the Big Ten.
Yeah, but when he plays Michigan, his brain locks up and he just pisses down his leg. Because it wasn't like the whole time you're watching that game being like, well, they'll just throw it outside to their studs and like this game will be over and he'll break it like a 70-yard pass. And they never did it. And it's like you have this fucking $20 million Ferrari, and you're just not going to put it over 35 miles an hour and just let Michigan bully you.
It's almost like when he was screaming at the end of the Notre Dame game. I've posted the clip talking. He was acting like it was Michigan, like, we're not physical, the Lou Holtz.
Yeah.
That's it. He's like, if you can't, Harbaugh has instilled in him, if you can't run between the tackles, you're not a real, like, Big Ten, you're not a worthy team. And he just can't stop trying to do it.
Jim Harbaugh should get a part of this win because it is insane. If you look at Michigan's team and their defense, their two, stud corner defensive backs are out. They have weaknesses on the outside with the pass. Their only elite strength is literally right up the middle. They have two tackles that are insane.
And by the way,
Ohio State has a banged up offensive line.
Yeah, and it wasn't like they were running up the middle and the plays were dead instantly.
Yeah.
They weren't even coming. It wasn't like there were holes or they were getting pushed. They'd run up the middle and get smashed. It was it was crazy. In every time they did it. I was begging at one point. I'm like, I would rather lose with Michigan trying to throw but they were doing the same thing we were doing. It was like watching each other. It's like run. Even the play we broke, Mullins, by the way, I think Mullins is like an NFL running back. The guy is fucking awesome. They don't have a great line, but the run he broke was 3rd and 7. It was almost like the USC game. Like, we don't even pass when we have to pass.
Yeah.
We just run. It's crazy. It was one of the best games. I was rolling around I could not believe it. I just couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I still can't believe it. But it's like, it brought me so much joy and happiness and watching other people's tears. And I don't know, Ohio, I don't know how they're just to break an entire. I didn't think we could break them more.
Yeah, you did.
Break them more.
You did.
You broke them like that. I've been saying it all week. That was a top 5 bad loss when you put it all together with the last 3 years, the Michigan, Stallions, the national championship, Ryan Day, everything, and then have a year where you're 20-point favorites and you lose that game. Ryan Day's the new John Cooper, where it's like he just gets great guys and can't beat Michigan.
But it's even with that, Michigan was never that bad going.
Yeah,
This was
a 500 team.
Yeah, I mean, that's biggest spread in the history of rivalry.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
Nuts.
I did think, I said, I thought Michigan turned a little corner. I thought they could hang within 20,
against
but to win it, never in a million years. Never in a million years.
Yeah,
so,
it was nuts.
And now they're ruined. For the playoffs, it doesn't, it just doesn't matter.
No.
I don't know whether Tate will change. I've seen him say they don't want to go. Dawn, I don't know. I don't know how they'll react because they're they could easily win the whole thing.
Oh yeah, Tate has figured it out because he came in on Sunday morning. He was just like, if we win a national title, Dave's just going to claim it's his second national title because he owns us. And I was just like, yep, you got it. You got it. It's not good.
Yeah, and I mean, again, nobody has screamed it louder than Ohio State. Number one, beat Michigan. That's all that matters. This isn't. They could try to revisionist history and be like, well, we won the national title. You didn't win the Big Ten. You lost to us. You won this Fugazi thing. So I'm interested to see how they do, but man, it's a lose-lose because if they lose, it's a disastrous season. If they win, it's a disastrous. They had a disaster. We ruined their entire program. Period.
Yeah. It's crazy. All right. Anything else about rivalry weekend? Or
I'm sure we're going to talk. We talk the same things. I'll die on the South Carolina should be. And by the way, I have Alabama. I have $100 grand on Alabama to win the whole thing, which I don't think they have a shot to win, but I think they can get in, obviously. But I
don't put weight that they beat them head to head?
I put more weight on how you're playing right now.
Okay.
And I think what they always do, it's kind of like March Madness. You're using shifting arguments. It's like I've heard a lot of, Miami lost 2 of the last 3. Well, if you're looking at that, like how you're doing down the stretch, Alabama lost a week ago to a terrible Oklahoma team and got smushed.
Yeah,
so to me, that factors in what's it, 6 in a row now for Georgia? Is that the longest win streak in the SEC this year?
South Carolina.
South Carolina? Has anybody won 6 in a row at any point?
Texas probably did, right?
Yeah,
They've only
Texas.
lost one.
They had to.
I knew this was going to happen. I said it last
going
week.
to beat Clemson on the road. I just, if you're going to say, well, the amount of losses matter, well, then Miami has 2 and Alabama has 3. And then if you're going to say, well, Miami lost 2 of their 3, so it's how you're playing, well, then I'll take the team with more losses. And, yeah, I know they lost to Alabama and Ole Miss, but the Alabama one, I'm fine. The Ole Miss one, you can argue more. Losing 2 points on the road, that's a factor. Where you play. Ole Miss, that you got to throw that game out. I would, because Ole Miss,
smoked
lost
them.
Yeah, Ole Miss smoked them, but Ole Miss has lost down the stretch more. They're the hottest team in college football. And I do think if you're going to look at the teams at this point, LSU, they beat LSU. They got fucked.
Yeah, the counter to that, because that's all this is right now, is just everyone just coming up with their talking points. The counter to that is Alabama absolutely murdered LSU at LSU. Like,
right.
If you go common opponents. I just knew it was going to happen. I want to see South Carolina because South Carolina would be more fun, and I feel like I'm sick of like the Alabama Jalen Milroe thing. Like, I want to see Sellers in this playoff. But I just knew this was going to happen.
I think as you get down the road, the argument is generally what it ends up. Who do you think is the best team right now? And for me, that is South Carolina.
I agree.
And then when you start, because like what you said is a fair point. Well, LSU got smoked by Alabama. That's like you're starting to look at body of work. I am comfortable with South Carolina's body of work because I'm looking at how they're playing right this second. They are, in my mind, the hottest, best team at this moment. Like, I don't think Alabama's very good right now.
No, not playing well.
No, and neither is Ole Miss because, I mean, they just lost. Don't lose to Florida. Don't lose to Oklahoma down the stretch.
Right.
I think the one thing that could happen that would be a real travesty is SMU losing and then Alabama getting in, which I think
they're already floating that. I saw a tweet
happen
somewhere. They're already floating that. SMU loses, Alabama's in over them.
Yeah, that's bullshit. You shouldn't get dinged for having to play an extra game. Like it's kind of like USC a couple years ago. Remember USC played against Utah in the Pac-12. They lost by like 20, and then Ohio State jumped them, who wasn't playing in the Big Ten championship game. Like SMU should just sit out if that's the case. Like, what would happen if they sat out this game? They'd have to put them in, right? Right?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I agree and I disagree. It's like,
why would South Carolina get in over SMU if SMU loses?
It's not necessarily a comment for me on SMU. It's putting in Clemson. Like, I know they get in the automatic build, but that's bullshit.
I agree.
So it's not an SMU thing, but I have a hard time stomaching those two teams from the ACC going, specifically Clemson. It's like, you know what? Your conference fucked yourself. That's kind of because
sucks.
Clemson.
Yeah,
you're putting Clemson in over South Carolina, who just beat them 5 seconds ago at their place. So that's.
I just don't like the idea, and if you ask me right now, who do you think's better team, South Carolina or SMU? I'd say South Carolina, but I don't like the idea of having play the whole season. I mean, SMU lost one game, week 1, to BYU, who's had a very good season by 3 points. I know their schedule is not the strongest, but at some point, wins and losses should matter, and if you're 1 win versus a 3-loss team, I think the 1-win team should get the nod there, especially in a Power 5 conference.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I just it's so stupid. Then you literally have Clemson in over South Carolina. Who
it's so stupid. It's disgusting the fact that we could be looking. I'm so excited for this college football playoff. If it's zombie Dabo and zombie Alabama, getting in, it's gonna suck because like those teams are not. I don't. They shouldn't be in this tournament, but they're very much alive.
I
everybody
just
root for
need somebody
SMU.
here at the end, which I do think is a fair. I get the extra game. Like, I know the college basketball team tournament very much pays attention to how you're playing down the stretch.
Yeah.
That should be a factor in this. That is why I am dying on South Carolina. Like, you put South Carolina in, I think they can win the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they could win the whole thing because you'd have to win 4 games against some really tough teams. But they would be in it. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if they make a win 2 games run type of thing.
Yeah.
Well, what if if South Carolina got the 11 instead of Bama right now, they'd be Notre Dame and then SMU. That's not a horrific draw the way South Carolina's playing.
I don't think there's any mega teams. Anybody outside of
Oregon has lost.
the non-traditional powers, the SMU, the Boise's, any of the other brands I could see winning this, no problem.
Right.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome.
Anything else from the weekend, Rico?
No.
I did get I got a Black Friday. How do we end up doing, Dave? Black Friday. Well, I should save that. Okay, great. All right, you could save all the details for unnamed, but I had the number of the person who had the biggest fall off from last year in terms of promotion. Hold on, let me pull it up. Rico Bosco down 40%.
Oh my God.
Says who?
But Rico also had the most. Rico also had the most.
I had the most last year. No,
he had the most promotion overall of the whole company.
I mean, that's just a hateful stat, Dan.
Yeah,
That's when you win a kid.
Wait, what do you mean?
And you're at the hospital bed like Vince McMahon fucking slamming him. You fucking dick. The kid fucking rolled his ACL. Like, we're in a good spot, and you want me to come
you're talking about the Alabama treat
Hey,
now.
come here. I'm going to fucking kill you. Come here. I'm going to put you in a hospital bed and kill
Wait,
you.
hold on. We got to
Why
separate.
you need to be here, Rico?
you
We
that
gotta need
stat?
to be here.
We got to separate the
They're running wild.
And
We
then
gotta
who's
separate.
running? Who's
We
running
gotta
these
separate.
stats? I also had the most. Like,
Yeah, I know. I just said you had the
we
most.
just said that.
You didn't
We
let
just
me
said that.
finish. I said you had the most.
This is the world I live in. Just fear of all times. Fear.
Gaz called me last night. He was fucking giddy on the phone. He was like, "Hey, I got something for you for Pickham." Rico had the biggest drop off from last year, and I was like, "No fucking way." He's like, "Well, he also led the league in promotions back-to-back years." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I guess you had last year for some reason you had such an insane promotion year that you technically had the biggest drop off this year, but you still had the most promotions out of anyone at the company.
Well,
So
last
congrats.
year he was really, last year was year one of trying to prove us. That's like right now what Mincy is doing with overcompensating.
Oh, did you see his promotion that was just a screenshot of the fucking Barstool Sports store logo? That was
It's
it.
brutal.
Oh, just the screenshots of the DraftKings.
But
app.
I will say,
Yeah.
Dan,
Like, these were the futures.
Yeah. What?
we had a serious conversation yesterday, Dan and I, and we didn't come to a conclusion whether he's just an asshole or like mentally like slow.
Yeah.
Why not both?
Yeah.
I watched Surviving. He could be slow.
Yeah.
Like,
But he also could be an asshole because he does a lot of asshole shit.
I
No,
mean,
but the
he-
compliment thing was so funny.
But he does a lot of asshole shit that's like he's just a very selfish
But then he
person.
does stuff that looks like his brain's functioning at like
I know.
he may be a puppy. Like it's tough to really
hard. He's Kaiser Soze to me at this point where I don't fucking know.
He may be so dumb nothing processes. Did you see him trying to fill out the name in the
Yes. It's crazy.
That's not for laughs. He's
Straight
that
up.
dumb.
That's just straight up.
I know.
I think he might have probably maybe forgot that you compliment him in the Gambling Cave in the Surviving episode, and then when he watched it again last night, he probably got re-excited that you said that.
Yeah, I know. He probably was like, "Oh, this is present day."
Yeah,
Like, he's
that is a line
complimenting
too.
now.
If he's like, my coworkers love me.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Oh.
But yeah, he may be that dumb.
Yeah, he's in, but he also might be that selfish. So congratulations, Bosco. You led the league in promotions. So
2 years in a row.
yeah, 2 years.
2
in a row.
years in a row. 2 years in a row. The team up north really came through on Black Friday.
Oh, that's huge. But Bosco, what do you want? You want to? I mean, you did a great job.
No, I'm just doing my job. It's
you
part
didn't
of the
like
job.
that stat? That was funny. That got
That's a
little
good
out of
stat.
you.
It's from Gaz too. We're in a good place, and Gaz he just can't help himself. That's what he does.
He was like laughing as I picked up the phone when he called
Yeah.
me. He was like, "I got something for you." So separate that from the other part of the rant you just went on. Was this kid good? The Achilles kid
Yeah,
for Bama?
he was the third. He's
Did
the
you
third
see this,
leading
Dave?
scorer.
Oh, I saw it.
Oh,
He's the third
no.
leading scorer.
What are we gonna do?
I mean, when you're 11,
Other
deep,
guys
you're
got to
11
step
deep.
it's
up.
not as big of a problem.
You're 11 deep.
Phylon's got to step up. Holloway's got to. Those points have to go to other guys. So Youngblood's coming back or debuting soon. We got a big one against Carolina
Wait,
tonight.
Youngblood's
We'll
a
see.
person, or like you have some freshmen?
No, Youngblood is the guy. That's his name, Chris Youngblood.
Why are you wearing a Padres hat, Hank?
Pods.
He put a future on him this year.
Well, my brother lives in San Diego. My nephew.
What are you,
born and
like a
raised in San
12-year-old?
Diego.
He did put a future on him. He was riding hard with the Padres.
That's a horrific reason to wear a hat. My brother lives in San Diego.
I like San Diego. What the fuck's wrong with that?
He wants to move to San Diego. He wants us to move to San Diego.
We can
Which
only
we-
wear
we'll
one.
do the
We can
minute-
only wear one brand of hats.
We'll move
What
to
does that
San
mean?
Diego.
47 brand has every
Yeah,
single team.
47, bro. They're the best.
I know, but they have teams. I don't want to wear Boston hats every single day.
The minute Bosco gets here, we'll move to San Diego. All right. So wait, is Bama fucked? Is it
No.
Rico Bosco?
No, we're not. No, we're not.
It's your best player.
No, it's not our best player. It's our third leading scorer. Mark Sears is
I
our
heard.
best player.
I was
He's not-
hearing he was your best player.
No, he's our third leading scorer.
Your best shooter.
He's the best shooter.
Oh.
But we got other guys who can shoot. We got guys who can shoot. So we'll be all right.
Oh, that's gonna be a problem.
We're going to
Dave.
it's a big one tonight against Carolina. They got to rally for Latrell. They got guys dancing on his grave like Dan, let's rally for the kid.
How was I dancing on his grave?
You were just like, "Oh no." Like I mean it's a mocking.
Oh, no.
Oh no, I didn't know if you had seen it. I said, "Oh no."
All right. All
Well, I mean, what do you want me to say? I said, "Oh no," and I tagged you in it.
Yeah, fair enough.
You're the first person I think of when I think of Bama hoops. So I was like, "Oh no."
Those are my guys.
Yeah. Did you know? Did Oates tell you before that?
No,
he was,
I didn't. We didn't. I mean, they lost, so I didn't text them. But I obviously knew it was bad.
So he didn't feel like he was giving you some inside information
Nah,
before.
he doesn't need to give
Does
me
he
that.
ever
I
tickle your
didn't want
belly
that.
like that? He never tickles
What?
your belly.
Yeah, he gives me some stuff.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Talks about practice and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
How many times have you texted Nate Oates this season?
Good question.
after every win, and then we had a call. He had to deal with something personal.
How many times has he replied?
He replies every time. Jack, you fucking jerk.
Just ask.
What? Wait, what? Natos had to deal with something personal and he called you?
Yeah, he was looking for something in New York City. That's all I can say.
A restaurant?
Like pasta.
Something like that. Yeah, he was looking for advice.
What?
New York, like New York tourism. That's all I'm saying.
Meds?
So what was it? What,
Nothing.
You can't tell.
No,
Is that
no,
for
I'm
a
leaving it alone.
recommendation?
Was it legal?
Yeah, it was legal, Jack. I mean, Hank, shut up.
What the?
What was it? What did Nate Oates call and ask for advice for?
He's like, you're a New York City guy. Like, give me the rundown of this certain thing I'm looking at in New York City. I was like, all right, no
The
problem.
bathhouses?
I can you're a dick.
Broadway?
What was he asking for? Why
He
you're
was
making
looking
it?
for tourism things.
you
tourism
realize-
things in New York City.
Rico,
like
you-
if I was going to Nantucket, I would call Dave. Where would I go for a
Rico.
restaurant? Like
No, you
somebody's
wouldn't. I would
backyard.
not pick up that
But
call.
then
I
he
know
would
you
say,
wouldn't pick
Rico,
up, but
call
I'm
me for
using
a
you as an
restaurant,
example.
and not like Rico, call me on Nantucket, and I had to tell him some inside information.
When you be this secretive, Rico, people are gonna run with
yes.
this with their wildest imaginations.
All right, he was looking for tourism type things in New York. That's what he was looking for.
So you're like, go to the Empire State Building, go
Yeah,
see
yeah,
the
that's
Statue
some-
of Liberty, go to
Yes,
Times
yes.
Square.
A little bit more intricate than that, but yes.
What?
It was tourism.
What did you tell? What did he ask you?
I'm not airing him out. It was just tourism. He's
It's-
like, I'm coming to New
How
York.
is it
No,
airing out if it's tourism?
It was tourism. That's the best way to describe it. Tourism.
Sex tourism?
No, Dan.
I mean, that's what you're
But
making
that's
it
what
sound
people
like.
are. You,
But wouldn't a local not know about the touristy stuff?
good point, Hank. You're,
Yeah.
you're giving us when you leave this void, people just jump into it with the worst possible thoughts.
Okay.
Why can't you say what you told them?
When was the last time you did it?
Yeah.
Or
What?
went
Have
there?
I ever done it?
Or gone
No.
there?
It was a hotel. It was a hotel recommendation. That's
Oh my
it.
god.
Then why won't you just say that?
Because I don't want Dan knowing everything. He doesn't have to know everything.
What are you talking about? That's not even knowing anything.
I also think you'd be like the last person I ask for a hotel recommendation.
All right.
You give him a hotel.
What hotel do you give him?
I'm not telling you hotel. It was there. It was in Midtown. But then he was looking. He's like, is Brooklyn that far away? Different things like that.
Got it. So you're basically you're his Google Maps.
Yes. Yeah. I'll take that. I'll take that route. Any way to get in. You know what I mean? Any way that gets you a ring.
You're his Yelp.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know why the answers got so elusive there. That was
Strange.
crazy. So we're okay. We're 11 deep. Well, 10 deep.
10 deep. We'll be okay.
We can't have another injury.
No, we cannot have another injury.
Right. So let's make sure we don't have another injury.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And I'm sure you're not rooting for it.
I'm not. I said, oh no. That's all I said. Okay. Wait, Jack, before we get to the games, do you have anything?
Here we go.
Oh no, I just have I have a graphic made for when Rico wants to announce his full movement to Chicago. I'll send it to you guys. I couldn't get it on the TV, so
Let's see.
Bosco even made it like a little recruiting commitment. Just let us know when we can go live with that puppy.
Oh, wow. This is sick.
Yeah,
Let's see.
2 versions.
I don't have it yet.
Neither do I.
Oh shit! I sent to PMT Pits. Fuck, sorry.
Come on, Jackie.
It's early.
Oh damn, my picks were 3-0 last night.
That looks good. Should we go with it? Should we put it on? You know what? I'll buy a billboard.
I was looking at billboards yesterday, 175 a month.
Oh, I'll buy a billboard for sure. Let's get this on a billboard.
Just give us the date, Bosco. I'll add the date for when.
All right, we gotta go see
commitment.
it. I gotta go see it.
We got to go see it. Maybe Jack, could you have it in like parentheses pending Geico? How it goes?
Yes.
So we just have that.
I got you.
We just make sure pending Geico. By the way, Dave, I texted you last night. You got
the
a
Michigan
guy,
kid.
Danny Wolf. He just.
I didn't know we were
like-
already in Big Ten play.
Yeah, I think we do like a couple games and they go back for break. They do you have to play a shitload of games now with the new conferences.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. He's good.
Michigan's gonna be pretty good. I actually bet them versus Xavier. Was it Xavier? They beat them by like 40.
Yeah.
I'm going to see him at the Jimmy V
When's that?
next Tuesday.
Who they playing?
They're playing Arkansas. Cal. Get to root against Cal.
Oh wow. Where are you going down to Bama for a game?
I'm working on it. I'm probably not going to go till February. I wanted to go next week, but it couldn't work out. So
I thought you were
maybe-
going down for a game against like Purdue or something.
No, I was thinking about Creighton, but it's just too tight right now.
Is
I gotta go.
Creighton's the one you announced?
That was last year. Yes.
Yeah. But you didn't have the date.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I didn't
you
have the time of the game.
The time. Yeah, you got to get to a game, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to go in February.
Okay. All right, let's get to our games. It's brought to you by Amazon and Thursday Night Football. Thursday Night Football is on. It's only on Prime Video. This Thursday, it's an NFC North showdown as the Packers take on the Lions. This is going to be – I'm very excited for this game. Join Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit, and Kaylee Hartung for this exciting matchup. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football's best party. TNF tonight, live from Detroit. Not a Prime member, not a problem. Simply sign up for a 30-day free trial, and you can cancel at any time. It's the Packers and Lions at 7 p.m. Eastern on Thursday Night Football. It's on Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details. Dave, you just have the Texans' future in the NFL?
Correct.
I
thought about doing Lions at 350, went down to 250. I think it's back up to 290 because they didn't look good and the Eagles look good. But the Texans suck. They have no chance.
I think the NFC is going to come down to whoever gets that 1 seed. That's why tomorrow night is so huge. Or tonight.
Yeah, the Eagles are live. They have an easy schedule coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
it pipe? Is it pipe or pike?
Pike. I think.
Well, I think, and then pipe is also like, isn't that pitching?
Yeah, down the pipe. But I
Isn't
said-
Pike like very mass specific?
Pipe is.
For me, that's why I
find
said
that out.
Pike. Mass Pike.
Because I thought pipes like
but-
pipes, but I thought pipes run down, so it's like down the pipe. That's
Yeah,
what I
maybe
thought
it is pipe.
I thought pipe
I
was
said-
what.
I'd be like generally it's pipe, but Massachusetts I could see it.
Pipe
being-
is
But
like
I've
the-
also heard down the pike. Yeah.
I thought pipe was.
Down the
pitching.
pike. Is it down the pike or down the pipe? The phrase down the pike initially was used to mean in the course of events. More recently, in the future, pike here is for turnpike. Yeah, turnpike I do not think is a Massachusetts thing, Hank.
So,
Yeah, you got
and
Jersey Turnpike.
I think turnpike's just a road.
then name all the turnpikes.
Mass Turnpike, Jersey Turnpike.
Turnpike, that's all I know.
Sick. That was turnpike talk.
Ohio has a turnpike too.
Oh, there we go, Zoopy. Ohio's on the board. I thought pipe down the pipe, like pitching it down the pipe too.
Yeah, because people say
heard
pipeline. Like when you did sales jobs, they would always be like, "What's in your pipeline?
For
What's in your
pitching,
pipeline?"
I'm definitely down the pipe.
Yeah, pipe. Right. I've heard that for pitching.
Not down the pike for pitching.
Yeah.
But in sales, they say pipeline, so I thought it was down the pipe. Like, what do you have down the pipe?
That's
a
elite
turnpike
there,
is
the
basically just
sales.
any road that has a toll on it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, a pipeline for sales.
Right. So that's why I thought they would say down the pipe.
But they don't say down. In sales, they're not like what's down your pipeline. It's like what's in your pipe. Where down the pike pitching, like down the pike.
We're just doing an
Not-
episode of Mean Girls right now.
35 pikes in the States.
I just want to learn. I don't want to say it incorrectly.
Well, I'm an idiot, so I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I say dumb shit all the time. I think dumb thoughts. I'm a moron. Okay, let's talk some games. I love this college football championship Saturday. The fact that we have a couple games that are win and get in makes it so much fun. So we'll do that one first. UNLV Boise State in Boise. So this is truly win and get in. Boise is a 4-point favorite. Over-under is 58.5. Rico, what are you thinking?
I like Boise. I like the way Genty runs. It's a dream season for Boise. I think they close it out minus the 4. I will take Boise.
What's the way he runs?
He runs great, and he's a great running back. Fucking built for the NFL. He's having a great
very
season.
good.
Like, yeah, I think Boise is, Boise's ready to go. Give me Boise.
Dave?
Taking UNLV, I could see this be a fuck-up game. Obviously, I wish it was on neutral. It's not, but I haven't been blown away by UNLV. I mean, by Boise at all. So I'm going to take the points and take UNLV here. I'm in one of those spots because Boise's getting in either way, right? Probably.
No. This is winning it in. If
You think
UNLV
they're
wins
five?
this game, they're in.
Okay.
What happens if they lose? If they lose, it's UNLV? Who is it?
Yeah, UNLV, right?
No, I
Yeah.
just said if UNLV wins this
Win
game,
and
they're
in.
in.
Oh, winning in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought Boise may get in either way, so I'm taking UNLV. I was going to say, I'm in that weird spot, but I'm not. It's irrelevant. I was going to say, like, I never mind. I'm taking UNLV.
Wait, what is the weird spot?
I think I know what he's doing.
Well, there is no weird spot because it's winning there. I thought Boise had a chance to get in even if they lost, which would mean Alabama's out, which means I should be rooting. Like, I don't like having to root for Alabama to be in the playoffs, is my point of view.
Yeah.
But I have to because I have that bet.
Yeah, no, if UNLV wins this game, they're going.
Yeah.
Because that
Well,
all.
no, I thought they could steal Alabama's spot. But
No.
You're saying they can't. Okay,
no,
good.
because they're what was Boise's? Let's see, college football playoff. What's Boise's current ranking? You know what's confusing is that because they do the rankings, they also show the bracket, and the bracket confuses you because you see Boise right now as
Because
4,
they're the top
but
ranked
they're not even close to that.
Power 5 or whatever.
Correct,
Right? Or
correct.
non-power. Yeah.
Yeah, Boise's 10 right now,
Yeah.
and Alabama's
Yeah.
11.
So
So
if they
if
lost, they'd fall behind them.
Yeah, they would 100% fall behind. Okay, I'm gonna take UNLV plus 4. I think this is gonna be a close game. There's also that pressure of like, hey, you win and get in for UNLV has the same pressure, but it feels a little different because Boise's at home and they've had the better season. Okay, next one.
Jack, you tweeted that graphic from Pickham?
I thought.
I thought we could.
Yeah, whatever. I got Nate texted me. You're moving.
Oh,
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. I just wanted
can
to let people know.
delete
it's
it.
coming
That
soon.
that's the worst punishment anybody can have right there to get the dog on the scent.
Geico came through with the reasonable policy quote.
just delete it
Yeah.
or update it. Be like, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, reply to it. Be like, not yet.
Just
This is
reply to it.
Yeah.
Ignore it, Nate.
Yeah, no, just reply to it and say not yet. This is just the graphic when it does happen. Which
Just pending.
pending. Yeah, no, yeah, say just not yet. Okay. Iowa State Arizona State another win and get in. So Big 12 championship. Kenny Dillingham has got Arizona State on fire. Iowa State. I actually had Kansas State in that game, Rico. I don't know if you watched it at all.
I did.
Iowa State finished strong. That just felt like an Iowa State always loses that type of game, but they held on. Arizona State's -2, over-under's 51. Dave, I'll start with you.
Arizona State is right up there, seems, with South Carolina and being very hot down the stretch. I'm going to take Arizona State. I'm excited. That is a team I am excited to see in the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm going to take them as well. I mean, either of these teams will be. It's obviously like program changing for either of these teams to make it. Rico.
I mean, I'm buying in on Dillingham. Obviously, Campbell's a great coach with Iowa State, but I'm buying in on Dillingham. Them being ready to go. I'll take Iowa State sweep for the day.
I love that all these games are like they're less than a field goal. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a nuts championship Saturday. All right, the big one: Georgia, Texas. Texas -2.5, over under 49.5. Not as big, unfortunately, because it's not. Both these teams are in. Obviously the bye's up there, but it does feel like we've gotten the Big 12, the ACC, the Mountain West. Those have gotten better because you have like real stakes. The SEC, the Big 10, it feels like it's not as important because both teams are going to go. But Texas -2.5, over under 49.5. This is a game I'm going to tell you right now I'm going to get wrong no matter what because
it's a get wrong game for sure.
I've been zigzagging wrong on Texas all year. Zigzagging. Actually, I did have Georgia Tech last week, but I just can't get Texas right. So Rico, what do you got?
I think I'm going to take the under. I could see the defense is coming. I know Georgia obviously ended up that game got wacky as it turned out late, but I think the defenses show up here a little bit of a slow start. I'm going to take the under. 49.5. I think it's what it's at right now.
Okay. Dave?
What's up with the quarterback? They're slow. Every time I look, what's up with his Sexton game?
He just sends the horniest Snapchats ever. Carson
with
Beck.
His face on him and shit.
It's like crazy. Like you can't. Snapchat was built that you could be like, oh, that wasn't me.
Crazy.
But he just keeps doing that.
Crazy. Georgia. I feel like they're the biggest frauds out there. They had like one game against Texas, right? Where they smashed them. Was it Texas or they smashed?
They smashed Texas in Austin. They smashed Texas in Austin.
And that game has redefined how everyone looks at them. But they stink.
They also
everyone stinks.
They beat
I'm
Tennessee.
taking Texas.
You're taking Texas. They beat Tennessee too. Georgia has by far.
I don't think Tennessee's any good.
But Georgia,
I don't think anybody's good.
Georgia has had by far and away the toughest schedule. They've played everyone.
I mean, they should have lost to Georgia Tech, or could have lost to Georgia Tech. They could have lost to Kentucky, right?
Who else?
They were lackadaisical against fucking UMass. They're just not the same team to me.
Yeah,
I'm taking the Alabama. Somebody's gonna win, so but I'm taking Texas. But I think everybody stinks.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Texas too, and this is probably the classic. Like you reversed it from the first time when I had Georgia the first time, or sorry, I guess I had Texas the first time, lost, and I'm gonna go back to Texas. I think it's more that Georgia just played an 8 overtime game. That was super emotional. Like they got to be a little bit spent from that. I'm going to take, and Texas has like we got killed, we have to make the adjustments angle.
That game was over. I fell asleep. I went to sleep in like the third quarter, watched the highlights. They had like Georgia Tech at third and like less than one and fumbled, right? The game was over?
Yes, and it was probably targeting.
Oof,
and I got lucky though because I had Georgia Tech plus 17.5, and then when Georgia Tech went up 17-0, I bet Georgia plus like 280 on the money line.
So doubled up. Nice.
Doubled up.
Nice
that
hit.
rarely happens. Happens. Okay, next one, Penn State, Oregon. Oregon is -3.5. Over-under is 49.5. I don't really know what to make of this game. This is
Franklin in a big game. That's what you make out of this. That's what you make out of this.
Ducks?
Quack, quack.
Ducks?
Quack, quack.
Yeah,
Quack,
Rico?
quack. Big. Quack, quack.
Big?
Definitely not big. Nobody's capable of big. I'm taking Penn State. I could see them winning this game. And it's one of those big games that, and I do think it matters, it's one he didn't see coming. Like there's not like the Penn State was not expecting to be in this game. So it's not like a build up. You circle it on their schedule. Here comes Michigan. Here comes Ohio State. This thing, they were getting ready for the playoffs. And then bang, lightning strikes, and you're suddenly, we got practice. There's actually a clip of him being like, good news, bad news. Tomorrow you still have off. You don't. We're going to the Big Ten Championship. I think Penn State could win this game.
Rico, you're going to Oregon? State. You're going to Oregon?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go Oregon as well. I don't know. Penn State's good though. Fuck.
Nobody is.
Nobody's immortal this year. Else. Nobody is immortal this year. It's an unbelievable playoff.
Yeah. Shit. I hate.
That's the crazy thing. What would they do if it was 4 this year? You'd be fucking nuts.
No, it would actually be an incredible championship Saturday if you think about it. Because Penn State Oregon would be a win and get in game. Clemson, Georgia, Texas would be a win and get in game. So it would kind of work out in a weird way.
Well, who else would be in?
Yeah, that's the thing. Who else are you putting in? If it's 4, it was a crazy 4 if it's this year.
It would be the winner of Texas, Georgia. It'd be the winner of Penn State. It would be the winner of Penn State versus Oregon. It'd be Notre Dame.
Notre Dame being,
and then it would be like. You'd have to. It'd probably be Ohio State or Tennessee. Someone would go up because they didn't have to play. But it would be. They would be. I mean, they'd be able to figure it out.
Drama. It'd be drama.
Yeah, it would. All right, last game, Clemson, SMU. SMU is 2.5 point favorites. Over under is 56. This is a win and get in game as well. I think. I know that. What should happen is if SMU loses, they should still get in. What I think will happen is if SMU loses, Alabama will get in. So
I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that because I can't have this conference getting in 2. I just can't. I can't have Clemson in, and then like South Carolina. No, it wouldn't be them. You just lost. You just lost your rivalry game at home. I can't do it. I'm going to take SMU because I don't want that situation. I do not want Clemson in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take the over. I think there's a lot of points in this one. Over.
I like the over as well, Rico. I agree. There's gonna be a lot of points. I'm just pumped for fucking championship Saturday, and then next week we got the Heisman. No hedge.
Big night. Big night.
I mean, yeah, that thing's a done deal.
Yeah, I was trying to think like in my head like how many yards Genty has to get in touchdowns. I think if he gets 8 touchdowns, I might be in trouble on Saturday or Friday night.
He maybe need more than 8.
He might. Okay, before we get to our picks, DraftKings this week. DraftKings has a college football parlay profit boost. All you have to do is head to the app, opt into the Barstool Boost, and make your bet. So head to the app now and claim this week's offer. Okay, cards. We got anything else that we want to throw on there, Dave?
Cards?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing the whole card. I have to. Western Kentucky Friday night plus 3.5 over 57.5 against Jackson State. I got Army plus 5 against Tulane. I got UNLV plus 4 over 58.5 in the Boise game. Ohio plus 2.5 against Miami. Arizona State minus 2 against Iowa State. Texas minus 2.5 against Georgia. Marshall plus 5.5 against Louisiana over 56.5. SMU minus 2.5 against Clemson. And then we have Penn State plus 2 and what's it? 3.5? What's Penn State?
3.5.
3.5 and over 49.5. Why do I have the over written there? I don't like the over in that game. No, just Penn State.
Okay. Rico.
Tulane minus 5. I think Tulane got their loss out of the way. I think Army's a little banged up. I think Tulane takes care of business. Boise minus 4. Clemson, SMU over 56.5. Georgia, Texas under 49.5. And we'll do it right now. I mean, Oregon's the best bet, minus 3.5.
Okay.
Oh.
You just jumped the gun on me.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I always say
I've done
mortals
that
at
before.
the end. Okay. I'm adding I also like Tulane minus 5 or 4.5 now. I'm going to take the under 45.5 in that game. I like the over in Western Kentucky, Jacksonville State, over 57.5. I'm going to take Miami of Ohio minus 2.5. And I'll say my mortal. Let's do it. Hank.
Ducks.
By the way, it's officially official. Ebo has won it.
Congrats,
Yep.
Ebo.
Congrats
No
to Ebo,
runaway.
Matt Hill. I mean,
Runaway.
Bob Diaco.
Bob Diaco, incredible season for Mebo. He went 10-3. Is that right?
Yeah, fire.
10-3, insane. Okay, go ahead.
Ducks.
Ducks fly together.
James Franklin, big game.
Okay, Zupi.
Arizona State -2.
Arizona State.
Me as well.
Jackie. Ebo.
Penn State +3.5. I think it closes inside the hook.
Come on, Ebo.
He's sharp. He bets with his heart.
Damn
bets with his mind, not his heart.
Okay, Dave.
The over in Marshall, Louisiana, 56.5.
Okay, I'm going to go the over in Clemson, SMU, 56. Good show, boys. Good show. We'll do. I don't know what the schedule will be. We'll do one bowl game one, and then we'll do one in January when maybe before the semifinals to wrap it all up and have Rico. You can get a celebration. You can get.
It's not over.
It's not over.
So no show next week.
No, we'll do. Yeah, let's do no show next week, and then we'll do a show right before Christmas break, and we'll just break down all the bowls.
All right.
All right.
See you guys.
All right. See you.
All right.
Bye.